It's time that the truth be told about leasing in the trucking industry. We're going to break down it all. Coming up next. Let's go.
A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. And the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my
soul. Yeah. Welcome back to another edition of Trucking with LoShawn Parks. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I do appreciate that. The setting, you guys ain't seen one of these videos in a long time, right? So we're back to doing the videos, one-on-one videos from the sleeper. I mean, it feels great to be back in the old school environment that I used to do my videos in. Okay, I am solo now again, and me and Trucker Brown, he's solo on his truck, so everybody's doing their thing. We're still doing our thing, all right, as far as YMG coming in 2018. So just wanted to put that out there real quick. Also, real quickly, you guys have been asking, these are the YTTA shirts. You can get them in an assorted of colors. You can find the link to the YTTA store in the description box below if you are interested in getting a t-shirt. All right, so as you guys see in the title of the video, it is the truth about leasing. The truth about leasing in the trucking industry. Now, there's a lot of confusion about leasing, okay? You got the good side about leasing, or the good stories about leasing. You have the bad stories about leasing. You have the good speculation or the good talks about leasing, and then you have the bad speculations or the bad thoughts about leasing, right? So now it's to the point where I've said this before, that you got one side of a story, you got another side of a story, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. So now that I've done leasing for 4.5 years, I feel like it's time for me to give a complete, honest overview of it and tell the complete truth about what I have experienced, or what I see in leasing in the trucking industry. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? When should you do it? When should you not do it? And the whole breakdown of it. And that's what I'm going to give you guys in this video. All right, so after I finish breaking down the things about leasing, I am going to answer the $1 million question. Should I lease or should I not? Okay, and pretty much in the breakdown of this, it will let you know if you shouldn't or when the time is. So, but I essentially will answer that $1 million question at the end of this video. I started in trucking in 2013. All right, a lot of people may already know my story. If you're new to my channel, new subscribe, then let me catch you up real quick. I started in 2013, and I started with a company called Prime Inc. All right, I came into the industry looking to do refrigeration, and I got chosen at Prime by a trainer by accident to do flatbed, and that's just been my whole niche since then, is doing flatbed. That's the division that I'm in. I'm no longer with Prime. I was with Prime for about 4 years, okay, or 3.5, 4 years I was with Prime. I got my CDL through Prime, learned a lot of information through Prime, and you know, if it wasn't for the teachings of Prime, I wouldn't be the driver that I am today, or the individual that I am today, in knowing how to be successful in running an operation. So I owe a lot of thanks to them for that. But when I came into the industry, I didn't have a plan. The only plan that I had was that I was going to be driving over the road refrigeration that's the division that I thought, because I had left home, and when I left home, well, when I left Charlotte, North Carolina, to come to Prime, I was driving a box truck, or a 24-foot refrigeration truck, like for Cisco Food Corporation. So that's the only thing that I knew was dealing with produce and things of that nature. Matter of fact, when I first came into trucking, I didn't even know there was a flatbed division, a dry van division, a heavy haul. I didn't know none of that. I just knew that at the warehouse for Cisco, I seen these large trucks, or 18 wheelers, that would come and they had refrigeration on it. And in my mind frame, that was the only style of trucking. I came in and didn't know nothing about leasing, didn't know nothing about uh, anything. I just wanted to drive 18 wheeler and be a company driver, I guess, so to speak. Okay, I was looking for like the benefits and all that good stuff. So to fast forward this story, the thing that made me get into leasing with Prime over everything is when I was with my first trainer, the guy who got me my CDL, who taught me how to drive. He was a company driver, and he explained to me that, leasing has its pros and its cons. Will you make more than a company guy? He was like, yes, if you stay running and you stay doing the right things, you will make more than a company driver. And when I came in, I was just all about, hey, I'm trying to get the most money. So I'm listening to all avenues. Wherever the best money is at is where I'm going to go. Okay, this is the mind frame that I had when I first came in. The way that I heard his dispatcher treat him and talk to him, I was kind of like, man, do I have to deal with that, even being a lease operator or any of that? And he was like, no, not really. You can turn down loads, you can accept loads, you can reject loads, and you don't have to. But as a company driver, you have to accept every load. It's pretty much forced dispatch. So I was like, well, I don't want to be forced dispatch, and I don't want nobody. So I looked at it like, yo, wait, I have the option of being my own boss type thing, or somebody telling me where I have to go and what I have to do. And he was like, yeah. So I was like, well, I kind of like that option of being my own person, knowing that I don't have to take a load if I didn't want to. So that's what made me get into the gist of going lease. Okay, my first year doing leasing, it was rough, for the simple fact that I didn't know anything. I wasn't really focused on the freight lanes. I wasn't focused on cost per mile of fuel, none of that. Like, I wasn't concerned with none of it in my first year, because I was brand new. I'm still like, new to it. So it didn't register. It didn't make sense, okay, of keeping up with all this stuff. So my first year, man, I just ran whatever. And a lot of the times I would take a lot of the loads just because I thought that, that's how you get it done, okay? That's how the lease was supposed to be ran, okay? That's how you made the most money. It was bad for me because I wasn't learning about the lanes. I didn't know where good freight was at. If my first year, I didn't realize, like, for flatbed, if you go west of I-35, you don't really, they don't have good freight coming out for flatbed or anything like that, and the rates are really, really low, and fuel prices are high out on the west, and they're higher out on the west than they are on the east. So I wasn't paying attention to any of this, right? I just was like, cool, I'm getting these nice little checks. That's $1,500 every week, and I'm living life. I'm riding down the highway. I'm bumping my music. I think I'm the man. Okay, my truck only went 65. It felt like I was doing 75. But that's how excited I was about being in the industry, having my own truck, and thinking that I was the complete boss. So fast forward a little bit more, I got into the training program, and I started making even more money. Okay, there I seen my checks pretty much double, and the only thing that I had to do is that I had to teach these people, or this person that was in my truck, how to shift, how to do their job and drive down the road. Okay, I'm about it. Let's do it. When I started seeing the money come in, it was like, whoa, 3,000, 3,500. The highest check I had seen at any given time was 5,000 on a check. I was like, whoa, yeah, this is what it's about. When I first started training, I still wasn't. I still didn't know, like, about what my end goal game was in trucking. What am I? What is this? What was my goal to be in trucking? Just to make money. That's the only thing that I knew was to make money. I don't. That's it. You know, I like to drive trucks. I was doing it, and that's what it was. Okay, I didn't have an end goal game of I want to be an owner operator, or one day I look to own this truck, or one day I look to own a truck, or I'm in this to learn the business side of it so I can own multiple trucks. Like none of that was on my mind. It was just, hey, I'm driving an 18 wheel, I'm having fun. Okay, and I'm making money. I don't care about nothing else. You couldn't tell me nothing else. And a lot of people know that in my older videos that I was excited, you know, when I would show videos and do things and tell people about leasing and everything else like that. But I just didn't have an end goal game on it. I didn't know which direction I was going with the whole purpose of doing leasing. I didn't start really learning that until probably about 2.5, 3 years into being in the trucking with Prime, that I finally sat back. And because at Prime I used to change out my trucks, like changing out from the red truck, going into the yellow truck, changing out of the yellow truck, going into the black truck, and just thought it was all about having that new truck every year. Okay, every year I wanted to have the latest model, and it was no end goal game. Okay, no end goal game. I didn't even learn about the payout or paid attention to the bonus payout for completion of the lease until like my third year. Bad, terrible. Like this is how much I did not pay attention, right? Essentially to what my purpose was on being in this lease, or doing what. Why are you in the lease for? Are you in it for the bonus payout, or are you in it? What are you in it for? You just know that you can train and you'll make additional money, but end goal game is what? To ever own it? I mean, are you gonna do a lease purchase? And that's something I want to bring up too, which I got to do a video on that. There is a difference between leasing and a lease purchase. I want people to understand they're not the same. Okay, they're not the same. One has a end goal game, and one just kind of like does not. And the lease purchase has an end goal game, whereas the lease does not. How you like? What is your end goal game? Just to continuously rent the truck, and continuously get the end of the bonus payout, which at Prime I think it starts at 20,000, and then it starts dropping down as the wear and tear and the things that they have to replace to get the truck back up to basically either resale value, or for the company driver to drive it for an additional year and then put it up for resale. But it starts off at there, and normally averagely people tend to get about a $10,000 to $13,000 check when it's all said and done. Okay, so, but you know, if that's the end goal game for you, is to continuously get those lease payout bonuses, cool to you. To me, after dedicating yourself to that truck for 4 years, to only get a lease payout or a bonus of like $10,000, it's not worth it, especially for the amount of the payments that you're paying per week on that truck. Okay, when you break it down, and people have said this before, you're renting a truck to do a job essentially, right? But you are spending a lot of money as far as to get the job done with no end goal game. Unless your end goal game is to always collect this end of the lease bonus $10,000, which that's every 4 years. Okay, that's every 4 years, or at the term, most of them was 4 years. So let's just say that. That's not a good plan. Okay, that's a terrible end of goal game. To every 4 years you make $10,000 bonus. Okay, you are averaging $2,500 bonus every year. Like, what are you paying into? So you're paying in, so you spend, let's just say $50,000 a year in payments. just to, end result, get 2,500 essentially of that back per year. So you still gave away 40, 48, or 47.5. That doesn't make sense, right? You got to think about these things, and these are the things that I didn't think about, that now today I can give you guys the information.